This podcast is part of the Deluxe Edition Network. To find other great shows on the network, head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. That's deluxeeditionnetwork.com.
Hey everybody, this is Chase from Barrel Age Flicks. Go ahead and check out our Patreon for raw, uncut footage and early access to all of our episodes. The link is in the description, and it's only $5 a month. Thanks for listening.
Get away from me and my family!
Oh, please! You gotta help me, Tom! It's coming! I didn't kill that girl!
I don't know nothing about that, and I don't want to!
I said I did, Tom, but I didn't!
No, I'm sorry, I am. But I can't risk my family for you, Clayton.
Jimmy Joe, you done bad. Y'all know what settles on badness, don't you?
Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead? Y'all stop. There ain't no Pumpkinhead.
She can't help him. All she can do is take you straight to hell. Now you go on home. You go home and you bury your boy. What you want, Ed Hardy? What you ask? Got a powerful prize. They killed my boy. They run him over. And they left.
I think everything's gonna be okay.
Really?
Yes.
Did you tell him what happened?
I told him it was an accident.
And?
And he just looked at me.
What do you mean he just looked at you?
I don't know.
Don't lie to me!
He looked at me like he wanted to kill me.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed art thou. Whatever you saw out there, it wasn't the devil.
It was! Hail Mary, full. There is our son!
If those scum hurt my brother, I'll rip their fucking hearts out.
You're a fool.
If you won't help me, if you don't help me, then I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself.
You'll fail, Ed Hardy. You'll fail and you'll die.
Don't make me have to shoot you.
Please, we just need your help.
I can't help you. Your folks is marked.
Marked? What do you mean marked?
For tonight, I didn't believe it. I thought it was just something that they made up to scare the little kids. But then when the sun went down, my grandpa fixed the whole family together. And he told us that some outsider folks had done something real bad. He wouldn't say what. He just said that Pumpkinhead was going to be out after him.
Can't you call it off?
Nothing can call it off. But I'm gonna send it back to whatever the hell it come from.
What's going on, cinephiles? This is Barrel Age Flicks. I'm Lenny. Yeah, man. And this is...
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Ron. Words are hard.
Plus...
This is Stu, and I'm a pretty fucking princess.
And special guests...
Hey, nerds. This is Sammy. Let's do this.
Also...
Hey, this is Goot. Man, I'm tired of talking. I just want to go up to my shack and get drunk.
And Lenny. I'm not fucking here, folks.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to BAF, another one of our Halloween series. How's everybody doing today?
Wonderful.
Welcome to spooky season.
Happy Halloween.
So we are doing the movie Pumpkinhead, which is Sammy's pick, and I know she's been extremely excited about this. This is like one of her favorite movies. She talks about this every year.
I do love Pumpkinhead. I'm so excited.
So this movie was released in two different times. It was released in October 14th in 1988 as a limited release, and then it was worldwide in nationwide, wide release.
Is on your side.
January 13th, 1989. This is directed by the late Stan Winston. I'm sure everybody knows who Stan Winston is.
Love him. R.I.P. Stan.
Known for being special effects and creator of one of the most iconic creatures in cinema history, the Predator, the Alien Queen, the Terminator, the Leviathan, the Gorillas in Congo, the animatronics in Jurassic Park, the Croc in Lake Placid, and so much fucking more. He's an amazing special effects artist, and he is remembered to this day for his work. But the movies he's directed, not many, which I'm really curious. This one I'm really curious if you know about. He did A Gnome Named Norm.
That sounds... Yes!
That's from Stan Winston.
Yes.
Yeah, he directed that one. He did T2 3D Battle Across the Time. I think that's about Universal Studios, the Terminator 2 thing. He did the Michael Jackson video Ghosts. Have you ever seen that? I don't know. It's a Michael Jackson video.
Is that weird one where he's
the
in
one
the
where he's
house?
where he's dancing
we've
with
seen
his.
that. We watched it on YouTube.
That's directed by Stan Winston.
What?
Yeah.
It's actually kind of a cool video.
Yeah. So I mean, not that many movies, but he's a special effects artist. I mean, there's a lot of special effects artists that have turned into directing, like Greg Nicotero. He did the Walking Dead series and stuff like that.
And he wasn't he? What do you call it? Like a protege or whatever? A apprentice to Stan?
I don't think so. I don't know. I have to look that up. I believe he might be.
Oh,
no, that was Tom Savini.
I was thinking
Tom
Savini. As
Yeah,
soon as it came out.
That didn't sound
as soon as it came out, I was like, oh,
that's
no.
horror special effects.
I like the fact that Stan trusted his crew, his shop, with the designs on this, so he could focus on.
Yeah, because he didn't do any creation of the Pumpkinhead.
Oh, we're gonna get it. Well, no, that's not true. We're gonna get into it because I literally I brought my A game, boys. It's gonna be amazing.
That's awesome.
That's a first.
Fuck you, Stu.
So the movie had a budget of $3.5 million. It only made $4.3 million and change. And like I said, it was released limited, and then again in January. It wasn't too much of a moneymaker, but it became like more of a cult status on video release when it came out and stuff like that.
And spawned several sequels.
Yeah, in fact, I think there's more. There's 2 of them, but there's also 3 or 4.
There's 3 or 4. Yeah, there's 4 total.
Yeah, I haven't seen the other ones. I've only seen Blood Wings, which is the second one. There is a 3rd and 4th because I remember.
Should have stopped with the original. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Stu's looking it up to see which ones. I think there's like a 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, Pumpkinhead 2, Blood Wings, Pumpkinhead, Ashes to Ashes in 06, and then Pumpkinhead 4, Blood Feud in 07.
All right.
So there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Blood Feud.
No, that's
Have you seen any of them?
At one time.
Were they sci-fi movie releases or just direct-to-video releases?
I think they were direct
to video. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, no. I think that feels like it might have been a sci-fi time frame.
Yes, but they're still awful though. They don't exist to me.
Well, it's just like the Hellraiser films. I mean, they got so fucking bad when they went
to exist.
Inferno was really the only good direct-to-video one that came out. It was okay.
Is that the one where it had the CD demon? Is like spitting them out at everybody.
No, that's Hellraiser 3. Hell on.
Is that what it is?
Yes, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
That one's like the more commercial when it's actually Pinhead having a fun time instead of it just being based off a character. That one's actually based on Pinhead. I fucking love that one. But the Cenobites in that one were kind of weak. I'm not gonna lie. So basically, this movie stars the famous Lance Henriksen, which I fucking love. Bishop from Aliens, Terminator, so many funny fucking movies. I mean, shit, he was even in the last one we did, Super Mario Brothers, for that split second being Toad.
And one of the House movies.
He's in one. Oh no, you said that. Yeah, I wasn't in that episode because you kicked me out, so I don't remember. Fuck you. But other actors that were in this movie, we had Jeff Est, we had Joel Hoffman, we had Cynthia Bain, we had George Buck Flower, we had Brian Bemer, we had also Florence Schauffer.
I think
or Schaefer or Schauffer.
Let me look at how it's spelled.
Schaefer sounds right.
Well, she played Haggis the Witch.
It has an L in it. Hold on.
Yeah. Which it actually in the IMDb it just said Haggis, but I called her Haggis the Witch because I think everybody sees her as a fucking witch.
Well, no, she is, and again, we're going to get into it. And for pronunciation, it is, I think, Schlaffer, or I'm sorry, you got me on the spot. Schaffler, thank you.
Schaffler, all right, so Florence Schaffler.
There it is. I'm trying to put the L into it. I was like, there's an L in this.
That fucking makeup effects on her is amazing. I can't wait till we talk about it.
I got a lot of info. It's
so
gonna be good.
We got some movies that came out around.
Bollock.
Who was that?
She was one of the little weirdo kids.
One of the
inbred kids.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah,
that was one of her first film. I think it might have been her first film appearance.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So other movies to come out around this time. So we got some interesting movies here. Some that I love. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. I'm sure everybody remembers that movie. Mm-hmm. We have Sleepaway Camp 2. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. We have Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers. Mm-hmm. We have The Accused. One of my personal Halloween favorites, Night of the Demons, the original. That's a fun one. Fucking love that movie. And then we have Alienation with James Caan. That's a good one. Good movie. Good sci-fi. So, yeah, those are movies that came out around the same time back in... I just went by basically the January 13th release on those movie releases. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to you, Sammy, so you can present us the drink that we're going to be trying out today.
Thank you, Ron. Stu, if you don't mind, let me borrowing yours for just a split second.
Okay.
Thank you. So I chose for this episode Pumpkin Ale by... What is it? Dogfish Head?
Dogfish Head.
Yeah.
Thank you. Dogfish Head Brewing Company. Honestly, because when I was walking through our local Giant, they were starting to put out, early August. So they're starting to put out the pumpkin stuff.
Of course.
And I came across this, and just looking at the pumpkin on it, it's like rancid and rotting, and it just, to me, it screamed Pumpkinhead. Like, it just really, really hit me, and I was like super excited. So I put it into the group text, and other than Gut, who is Gut was able to join us last minute, which we're super excited to have him because he's also a Pumpkinhead.
I love you.
He is he's the only one who's had this, so otherwise everybody else had ticked the boxes, but sadly Ragnar is not available for today's recording. So what it is a brown ale brewed with pumpkin and spices, and I know that Dogfish Head has had several pretty decent beers, so I'm optimistic.
What I like about the can art is it looks just like Razorback Hollow. It looks like
you need to hit your hick a little more. Holler.
Oh, Razorback Holler?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I do remember
That's because he's from Michigan.
I seriously could see that because of the art right there. You just see the vines and the pumpkin all ripped up and everything else. It looks exactly
It looks
like
a pumpkin
scene
you would see in the Pumpkinhead, like pumpkin patch graveyard.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it.
So I'm really curious how this is going to taste. I am one of those people that is just, when it comes to pumpkin beers, it's just gotten
It's an
overrated.
ale. It's not an IPA.
That's true. So let's go ahead. All right, guys. Cheers.
Roast.
I have the arms of a T-Rex.
Yes.
Ooh, that is
the look on his face.
That is not a fun face, Ron.
I told you. I've lost taste for pumpkin beers. Oh, man.
It's not as good as the pumpkin punch thing that you guys tried during
the pumpkin pie crap?
The Blair Witch show.
It was fine. That pumpkin pie stuff was fine.
It's good.
Yeah, but what do you think of this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Stu, let's go ahead and start with you.
Okay.
Let's do the drink on my show, okay?
Fine. God. So demanding.
Pretty little fucking princess.
Get your head in the game, princess.
It's okay. It is. It's mediocre. I've had better pumpkin beers. I've had better ales.
Okay. So it goes along with finding it walking through Giant, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It fits that tone. I'm glad you put forth the effort.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
You're welcome. It got the art's what got me, and
The art is cool,
and I'm an art freak, so that's.
I'm gonna give it like a half a thumb up. It's
not gonna hurt my feelings.
It's okay.
All right.
It's
marginal.
It's almost bland for what I was expecting it to be. I was expecting something a little more potent.
They
by
try
the
to
smell.
they try to use the brown sugar to like mix it well with the pumpkin spices.
Isn't it with pumpkin beers?
Yeah.
Is it with pumpkin beers like almost every year? Because I know pumpkin is a different taste every single year. Is it this also the same? Like, is this different every year?
What do you mean as far as like
pumpkin? Whenever they brew their beers, every year it comes
in
out
it?
differently. It always has a different taste to it.
With this one, it's just the artwork that changes. Because I drink this every year, and the artwork always changes, but it tastes the same.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
He showed me last year's and had like sunglasses. It was really.
No, he showed. Yeah, I remember you showing me that. So you give it a
half thumb.
Half a thumb. All right. How about you, Goop?
I will give this 1 thumb up. I do love pumpkin beers. They try to mix it well with the pumpkin spices, and there's a lot of brown sugar into this, and I don't know, just the whole ale experience is like, it can be better, but I won't never not accept this.
Yeah.
So
I give it 0 thumbs.
Really?
I don't like it. I'm sorry. It's just not my go-to. I have like
So
really
no thumbs down either though.
No thumbs down. 0 thumbs. If
no thumbs.
See, the thing is, if somebody offered it to me, I'd still drink it because, to be nice and everything else. It's like, I'll take it. But it's just not my go-to. I would never buy this. I am so tired of pumpkin shit. I can't. I used to love pumpkin. I used to really like pumpkin. But now I just kind of lost a taste for it. And it's just not in my my taste buds anymore. I just can't do it.
It's not a preference.
I just can't do it. I'm just not a fan of it. 0 thumbs.
If you don't like pumpkin, then we got to revoke your Halloween card.
Uh-oh.
Because I don't like pumpkin? You don't know. No,
You have pumpkins all in your
I
little
like
town.
the looks of pumpkins. I just don't like pumpkin taste. You don't have to like
You like
pumpkin
pumpkin
fucking
pie.
taste.
Like legitimate pumpkin pie you like.
Pumpkin pie's all right. It's not my favorite. It's not my go-to. But it's decent. It's
I don't know you anymore. No.
You're a fuckwad, seriously.
Hey, Ron, I'll drink your beer.
No, I'll drink it. Okay, I gotta finish it off. It's part of the show. We gotta finish our drinks. So it's 0 thumbs, and I'm sorry. Like I said, but
I didn't personally brew it. It's not like you're hurting my feelings.
But the one thing I do like though,
the
the can art does look cool. I really do like the can art.
That's honestly again.
Not a can.
Did I say can? I'm sorry, bottle art.
You said can art like 17 times.
You have.
Do you want to vote? If you want, I don't care.
No, I'm just
You
fixing
guys
the
can.
air.
I don't give a fuck.
They're just.
Can I vote you off?
You're a fucking ass. You already voted me off the first fucking show, you damn idiot.
Off house.
Did I even vote? I think I just threw you off.
You threw me off. You threw the fucking producer off the show, and then you just climbed on my soundboard and took over.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what? It gave me a break. I didn't give a fuck. Fuck that. That show sucks. The movie sucks. But
you suck.
Yeah, you can suck.
Big fat donkey dick.
So back to Pumpkinhead.
Well, actually, we're going to go ahead and take our break right now, so we will be right back.
So we just wrapped up our discussion about the best baseball movie of all time, Major League. Nate, favorite memorable movie coach? Go.
My number one draft pick, Normandale Hoosiers.
That's a terrible pick. He's not even that good of a coach. Come on, man. Bev's Video Kingdom.
When your friends aren't around to argue about movies and stupid movie-related categories, listen to us. We'll do it for you.
Check us out anywhere you listen to podcasts, including Apple Pods, Spotify, and Anchor.
All right, guys, we are back with our Pumpkinhead show. Sammy, I'll hand it off to you.
All right. So today we are going to be doing Pumpkinhead from 1988. And as Ron gave us all of the stats, this was actually the largest project that Stan Winston did as far as a film. And so I'm going to give a brief over synopsis of the film.
Okay.
But as we do it, we'll get into like fun factoids and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So the film Pumpkinhead starts out where you see, it's like 1957, and you see this guy basically getting chased down by a monster, and he's like losing his shit, right? And he goes up to a door and he's banging on it, and he's asking the guys for help and everything else. And that particular character was actually Clayton Heller. And, he's pleading his case to Ed Harley's parents at this point, and like, help me. And they're like, we're not going to help you, reap what you sow kind of thing. So they kind of turn a blind eye and let Pumpkinhead take this guy for, I guess I'm assuming murdering a girl, because he's like, I didn't kill that woman or that girl. And then we spring forward to, present times where Ed Harley's grown. He has a son, Billy, and you see this father-son, dynamic, and it's super duper sweet. And you can tell like they're each other's world. Yeah. And so we actually do have a clip that I will have Ron play here to kind of show that relationship.
I like presents. Oh, well, now this is something.
It goes around your neck.
This is something special.
You really like it?
I love it.
You don't have to wear it every day or nothing, just when it strikes you.
Give me a hug. I ain't never taking it off.
I actually really like the whole chemistry between the son and Lance Henriksen. It's very sweet and very just like, that kid is a lovable
It's
kid.
Believable.
Yeah.
It gives the movie heart and soul.
It does. And go ahead, Ron.
No, I'm just saying, because the one thing about this movie, even though it's a horror movie, it almost puts it like it
has a lot of heart.
It could be a tearjerker. I'm sure some
has
other
a
people
lot
like
of heart.
Seeing that kid die and just like that's an avenging father right there. I mean,
Yes.
just seeing that fucking look when the guy is watching the dead body of the kid, and he just turns around. Lance Henriksen just turns around and looks.
Yes.
Fucking love it. Like, you're about to fucking.
It was so sad when he was Lance Henriksen was carrying his son in his room.
Yeah.
You could see his finger move on his back. It's like, oh shit.
Yep, he's just all fucked up. And it's funny because as I prepped for this show, the dynamic between Lance Henriksen and the boy that played Billy, he literally, so the first time,
Ed Harley, right?
Ed Harley.
Ed Harley's the name, yeah.
Henriksen. I'm just going to go with Ed Harley from here on out because I do not want a punishment shot, and you're looking at me like you're going to screw me over, Stu.
Purple Mountain Stir for you.
Guys
No.
have been
Henriksen.
All you guys have been fucking up his name.
Henriksen.
But
I just
count
fixed
in my
it.
mind. You have.
I have
I've always say
corrected
Lance Henriksen.
No, it's
And that's
Henriksen.
wrong.
It's
Henriksen.
Henriksen?
Henriksen. Henriksen.
I've just been letting it go for a little
Yeah,
bit.
because you're trying to give me a punishment shot, you fucking
No,
ass.
and that's exactly it. I saw his shifty ass eyes, and I'm like, Henriksen. So, but Ed Harley's character, I can't in this capacity. Okay, so Lance, in order to bond with the little boy actor, he actually, the first day of filming, brought him a bunny. Like a whole setup, like a whole bunny like in the cage, and he gave it to the little boy because he wanted this boy to like trust him implicitly for this role.
That's awesome.
Because I did not realize how much of a method actor Lance is.
I love Lance.
No, like for this,
love Lance.
He went like well above and beyond. Like he had even like prosthetic teeth made so that he could.
You
feel
could
more
tell those
rural.
fucking buck teeth that he has.
Well, he did that so he would feel more rural than having like perfectly straight teeth because he's supposed to be this, dirt poor kind of working like guy, like Appalachian like kind of guy, backwoods character. But the ironic thing is the teeth he had made actually chipped his real teeth. But yeah, like he like really got into it. Like he actually got like silver dollars and just things that he felt the character would have as like material goods when he goes to the witch for his dying son. And like I didn't realize again how much of a method actor he was until I watched the documentary. But so I thought that the bunny thing was like super duper cute, but he actually came up to basically be like a dad figure to the little boy as they were shooting it. So that like attachment and those feels that you have watching their dynamic, it's legit. Like it was a commitment and like it was really, really cool.
Good question to ask. Just
we got
go ahead.
fingers.
You go ahead first.
Going off that thought, do you think he saw that element with Sigourney Weaver and the little girl?
Newt,
yes. Do you think he saw that dynamic and was like, I got to emulate that?
I think so.
That's a good point.
I think that's a really smart
that's
point,
really good comparison right there. Yeah.
Did he
Like-
give Sigourney a bunny too?
I just want to work with Lance so I get a bunny.
A little
Actually,
baby alien.
Like,
The question I have to bring up.
And then the second the filming's done and he turns back and do Lance versus the character, he just kills the bunny.
oh God.
But
That's
this is
Fatal Attraction very quickly. Ugh.
this is actually a good
And
question to
it's not
ask.
Glenn Close, okay? It's Lance.
It's off the movie, but it's because Lance is basically the star of this movie. He's a great actor. But what is your favorite Lance role?
Oh, Lance. Oh.
Thank you.
Bishop. Yeah.
No, I mean, I love him in this role, but Bishop. I mean, our dog is literally named Bishop.
Yeah, that's mine too. How about you, Goop?
Because-
This movie, because you can see the whole range of like how freaking amazing actor he is.
Yeah.
He goes from
That's
different,
fair.
so many
That's
different
fair.
ranges. Like it's so believable. You like I said earlier, the heart and soul of it.
Yeah.
He sells it perfectly.
See, but I thought he did that as Bishop. Very subdued, very subtle.
Thinking that he's actually a bad robot, but he's actually not at all, and he becomes he's actually one of the best. He's actually a good robot,
and,
good android.
Well, I mean, he was able to, in the role of Bishop, obviously emote as much because, like, he does save Newt and
Exactly.
Sigourney Weaver. I know her.
Ripley,
name. Thank
yes.
you. Went bloop right out my head.
I love her.
So
I'm sorry. I love that's my favorite movie. I love it.
no, but I think that that's a really cool point because he probably did see that dynamic and emulate it. Plus, I know when he was shooting this, I think he said his kids were like 8 and 11 or something. So he already had like paternal bonds with his own kids. So he.
But I really
brought
like
that
how
over.
I really love the fact that he tried to bond with this kid, giving him a bunny, and really it
It
really
was so
worked
cute
out.
when I heard that. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Real quick though, I found a cool little tidbit while you guys are on smoke break. For the guy that was Clayton Heller, the guy that at the very beginning, the one that's like pleading for help. He has actually been. His name is Dick Warlock. Is the actor? Shut up, Stu. Be an adult.
Dick Warlock.
His name's Dick Warlock.
That's an interesting name. That's actually a pretty cool name.
That's like a porn name. I'm a Dick Warlock.
But you're gonna appreciate it, Stu, because he actually played Mike Myers in Halloween 2.
Mm-hmm.
He was also the assassin in Halloween 3.
Really?
I went through because I actually found he was in Halloween 3. He was in Spaceballs.
He was one of the android assassins?
He was assassin. Yeah, he was one of the assassins. Yeah. You got me stuttering my words.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, he was in Spaceballs as the guard that gets the Vulcan pinch.
Oh!
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you got to put it right there.
Yeah, there it is. You got it. He was in The Abyss for stunts. He was in Blazing.
Dick Warlock is a
Stuntman.
Hold on, Dick Warlock is a BAF Hall of Famer.
Yes, he is.
Oh, and one more. And he was in Blazing Saddles. He was in 1, 2, 3.
He might be like our top because he's in most of the movies we've done.
4 BAF episodes that you've done. He has been in it in some capacity.
I was telling Sammy he's got the credentials for it.
He does.
I gotta make that list.
Dick Warlock.
I love it.
Oh man, that's good.
Most famous BAF stuntman as of right now.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was
greatest name.
Well, I mean, because it was funny as I was IMDbing, and I was going through like the pictures to prepare. I saw him as Halloween 2 as Mike Myers, and I was like, bloop. I like went through, and I was like, holy crap, I have to write all of this down. So yeah, I thought that was pretty fun.
So I do have a question for you. So
sure, for whom?
For Sammy.
Oh, hi.
So for every time I watch this movie every year, it's part of my traditions for October watching this. I find myself thinking like, I compared to like Drag Me to Hell. You know the outcome, but you every time you watch it, you hope it changes somehow.
Okay. Is this the parallelism you were mentioning?
Yes.
I could see that, and definitely with the lore element, because in Drag Me to Hell, you have the gypsy, and she curses and everything else. And here you have Haggis, which,
I didn't even think about that.
I love Lance, but I have to admit, fucking Haggis is amazing in this movie. Yes. She is such a cool character.
I seriously thought it was a male in the makeup.
No.
I did not realize it was a female.
No.
I seriously thought it was a male.
She is a badass, and I have all of her information. One moment. Her name is...
You're a fool, Ed Harley.
Yes.
Vagina Magician?
You're a fool, Ed Harley. You got to get it all, Grizzly.
Is her name Vagina Magician?
Magician?
Her name is Florence Schaffler. Schaffler. There it is.
Yeah, we did that.
And she was 68 when she did this, which was, I mean, they made her look like older than dirt in the movie, but some craziness. So as I was doing research, she would have 65 pounds of costume and prosthetics in full makeup for this role. 65.
That's a lot.
And this thing is, she's like so tiny and like, little old lady. And I'm like, dude, that's a lot.
And it's like a balding witch too, because it's like she's got most of her hairs. But what I like about it is that you see the foreground and the background, where it's like the fire in the background, and everything else. You just see her hair just standing up a little bit, and you can see it's
the
actually,
makeup was amazing.
And the music, the score, just that eerie.
Who did the score, Ron, as a resident score whore?
You know what? I'll look that up, because actually I did not do that part. What?
I'm very surprised.
I wanted to. I was thinking about it. I didn't know if you wanted me to do a thing on the score, because I've never heard of them
You
before.
always do something on the score.
You always do something.
Shut up, Stu.
I will fix that right now.
Well, all right. Well, as Ron is looking that up, let me tell you about this nonsense that they put poor Florence through for Haggis. So she not only had 65 pounds, but she also had fake like fingers, nails, fake messed up teeth. So in it, she could not eat. And you're talking about hours of filming. She was unable to eat. She was unable to go to the bathroom by herself, because she would have to have people like get her out to even go to the bathroom. So like, she was freaking. Whoa! Beavis and Butthead just narked you out, babe.
Ron.
But I'm trying to do the fucking research.
Nope, sorry. Spinny.
Damn, I got scared. I was drinking my beer thinking, how the fuck did I do that?
Here, take the whale of fuckery there.
Fuck!
Such a disappointment, Ron.
It sounds so pretty. Oh, what is it?
God.
Did
we don't have
someone
enough.
say Malort and it's a double?
I'm just going to have to drink from the bottle, because
Drink the whole bottle.
Yeah, because I think that is a double shot.
I'd say so.
It's fine. There you go.
Kill it.
There you go. Turn off your alerts then, sir. This is a professional production.
All right, give me a second. I'll drink this in a second.
You're going to drink it now.
No, I am. I'm just, let me look this up real quick, and then I'll drink it. Trust me, I'm going to.
While he is preparing for his Malort yumminess, Florence went through a lot, and it was funny. Another fun thing that was happening. So where they were shooting, it was all the woods and everything else, and they wanted it because it was perfect for this witch shack, right? Funny thing was though, is that they had a frog infestation. There were frogs everywhere on the set. So they were literally shooing frogs off and taking them off of stuff as they were producing this film.
They should have left them.
I mean, to a degree, but apparently there were a lot of frogs.
They should have left them. It would have
maybe
fit
one of the
with
plagues of Egypt level of frogs. There were frogs everywhere.
I think that would have worked well. for the witch's shack, that would have absolutely worked well.
But it was one of many things that kind of went wrong on this film. But it was really funny. But at the end of it, when they were asking Florence, you're right there?
Yeah, I'm just shocked at this guy's filmography on what movies.
Are they all porn?
No, it's okay. Richard Stone is the composer, so great eerie score, and it's also got the harmonica and the whole country
Dick
background.
Stone? Did you just say that?
Other movies he's done, well, actually not movies, shows. He's done the Tiny Toons Adventures and Animaniacs themes, and
those are great themes.
Tasmania and Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries, Freakazoid.
Oh, I love Freakazoid.
Pinky and the Brain.
Oh, damn. These are all solid.
Yeah, they're all animated stuff, but
yeah,
he did
they're
Pumpkinhead.
good.
But no, his score is fucking, like I said, it is by far a really eerie, like the part with him and the witch, Haggett's inside that fucking house. Just the eeriness of that music. It's just, it's good Halloween music too. Like I can have that in a Halloween backdrop and fucking love it.
And immediately follow up with Animaniacs.
Or Freakazoid.
It's fucking weird.
Animaniacs.
That is fucking weird. But yeah, no, that's basically it right there. But Richard Stone is the composer. And
that show had a lot of good songs.
It was a fun show.
He also did the score for Body Double, if you remember that one.
Yep.
With the late, what's his name? He just passed away.
John Hurt?
Yes. William Hurt.
William Hurt.
William Hurt.
William Hurt?
Yes, and he was also in a TV movie of Elvis and Me, Tripwire, Vietnam, Texas, Nasty Boy. The movies I've never even heard of, but mainly right afterwards, after in the 90s, it's all just animated stuff. Like
awesome cartoons.
The Return of Tiny Toon.
Music.
Let's Go Beat. Wacko's Wish. Animaniacs Wacko's Wish. He did the
I liked
score
Wacko's
to that.
Wish. It was cute.
I remember that, but that's a fucking weird like send off. I mean, starting with horror and then going into fucking like kids cartoons. And
I don't know.
Like
We're kind of all twisted, tickets, and we grew up with those shows, so maybe it works. So thank you, Ron, for looking that up and doing your Malort. Nope. There's still more in that bottle. Tip it.
There's still, there's still more. You didn't finish your shot. I'm working on.
Come on. There you go. Nummy.
All right.
So once production was done and they were asking Florence, like, what basically are you going to do now? She was just like, I want to go home. And she asked for a glass of beer because she was so over it by the time of this production. But she loved it. Like, that was the thing that was really amazing about this movie with Stan Winston as director is, so Stan Winston's School of Character Arts, all of his basically students and all these people that were coming here, including Tom Woodruff Jr., who played Pumpkinhead, was the physical embodiment of Pumpkinhead in the costume.
And I got to say something about Tom Woodruff. He's also played Xenomorphs in Aliens.
Yes.
He's also played in Alien 3. He's actually a very character, he's like Ron Perlman. He's like one of those actors that are really good with makeup and with
what's
suits.
our boy? Ice Cream Man, Doug
Jones.
Doug Jones. Yeah. So, I mean, he and several others. I mean, they were basically, Pumpkinhead became an amalgamation of everybody involved in this, and they all did it with wanting to please Stan.
But one blooper in this movie that I had noticed.
Hold on.
Go
ahead. Go ahead.
You can see the zipper on the back of the suit.
I don't give a rat's ass.
I'm just saying, you see the zipper in the back of the suit.
that one episode of Star Trek with Kirk, but it's still amazing.
Well, that's true.
When he's battling the lizard man.
That's a great episode, though. It's
exactly.
a great fucking episode.
You don't care about the zipper. Now it's just charming, It's like, oh, that's fine. Because the sheer ability for Tom, I'm going to refer to him as Tom, for Tom Woodruff Jr. from now on, being in that suit to keep it as skinny as he wanted, he had no padding. None. It was literally nylon mesh on his body, weighing down with pounds and pounds of prosthetics.
And he was also on stilts, I believe.
Yes. So when he's standing, so at the beginning, when you first see like that full thing of Pumpkinhead and he is standing, he is in so much physical pain. But he commits. To the point that when he's walking, and this is another fun tidbit, he starts walking normal, but by the end of the shot, he's like almost like kind of like John Wayning it because he's in so much physical pain.
But it makes it look good, though.
It does, and it worked. It worked really, really well. But that's, again, the level of commitment that the people in this had to make Stan Winston's dream come to reality.
Yeah.
Because all of them were they're just so loyal that it was absolutely heartwarming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just picture the scene where he's like balancing on the tree where he has one of those kids hanging. It's like, God damn, how the hell did you do that?
I know. And it's all like the physicality is all of him. I mean, it was an amazing
I will
actor.
admit the suit the creation of the monster is very, it's amazing. Now, the poem, does the poem say anything about it looking like that?
Here's the thing. I'm going to go backwards real quick because I should have started the show with this. My bad. I'm going to actually read the poem that inspired Pumpkinhead because it was written. One second.
Ed Justin.
We also have a clip of that too.
No. This is the poem by
Ed Justin.
Ed Justin.
He's also one of the other writers for the movie.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm going to read it real quick. It's, keep away from Pumpkinhead unless you're tired of living. His enemies are mostly dead. He's mean and unforgiving. Laugh at him and you're undone, but in some dreadful fashion. Vengeance he considers fun and plans it with a passion. Time will not erase or blot a plot that he is brewing. It's when you think that he's forgot, he'll conjure your undoing. Bolted doors and windows barred, guard dogs prowling in the yard. Won't protect you in your bed, nothing will from Pumpkinhead. And the last part of that poem is actually in Blood Wings.
Yes, from Andrew Robinson.
Yes.
Andrew Robinson, which is the actor who plays the sheriff or whatever it is. He reads
Yes,
that.
because he's like, oh, it was like a childhood rhyme when we were growing up.
Jesus Wept, Hellraiser guy.
Yes, that I was going to say the dad from Hellraiser, Larry. Larry from Hellraiser.
The actor's name is Andrew Robinson because I've seen him in a lot of other movies.
Yes, but it was funny because when we rewatched it, you forgot he was in this.
Yeah, no, because I remember because I own like the Shout Factory collector's edition of both and Blood Wings, and I remember watching it back on like TV, like when I was young. I remember seeing it on like a TNT and stuff like that. I remember seeing like the deformed boy, Tommy or whatever his name is, and then I watched it again when I bought it on Blu-ray, and I was like, should I keep this? And I was like, you know what, I'm going to because it's the sequel to Pumpkinhead, and Sammy loves it so much, so I kept it. And then we watched it again for this episode.
It's still enjoyable.
There's some enjoyable scenes, but it's not Pumpkinhead. It's not the original.
To me, it's almost like they try to almost like knock off like the first Friday the 13th.
Yes.
With this like mongoloid type character that's like orphaned and whatever. But real quick, Ron, we have the clip of the chant for Pumpkinhead. Can you go up and play that, please?
Yes.
Jimmy Joe, you done bad. Y'all know what settles on badness, don't you?
Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead. Y'all stop. There ain't no Pumpkinhead. What about old Mr. Foley? He moved away. Pumpkinhead.
Teared off his head and drank all the blood.
Did not. Did too. Shut up, Hesse.
Keep away from Pumpkinhead unless you're tired of living.
His enemies are mostly dead. He's mean and unforgiving.
This is really cool.
This is the Ed Gein, poem.
That's
Ed Justin.
Thank you, Justin.
Ed Gein was somebody completely different.
Ed Gein was completely different.
Hold on.
I said Gene, Jean, but sorry, my bad.
So keep away from Pumpkinhead.
Stop it! Even just hearing them chant, it's great. Like, it's creepy.
Well, that's the thing about movies is that kids are always creepy now. That's like mostly used in the movies. And this is like one of those like
kids are assholes.
Apparently, you hit it right on the mark right there. That's true. Kids can be assholes. I mean,
they do.
They're basically bullying their little brother and stuff like that. And the older brother's going along with it. He's not like protecting his little brother. He's actually trying to scare the hell out of him.
Like you never did that with your younger brother.
Yeah, I
fun
did.
game.
It toughens them up.
I do that to my freaking kids nowadays.
Truth.
Hey,
the world is
I
going to be
do
a
the
lot
same
worse.
thing, and I get yelled at by Sammy all the time because I always try to scare my kids.
No, because you do that nonsense, and then I'm picking up the collateral damage when you're not here, and that's shit.
I got to tell a story real quick of one thing I did to the kids. We have a speaker in our house when I'm not driving and stuff like that, and I do the Pennywise laugh really well. So all of a sudden, I just recorded, and both the girls are in the living room, and I did the Pennywise laugh just out of the blue. They were, Sammy, I got yelled at.
Yeah, you did.
All right, I want to hear it right now.
You're Pennywise laugh.
Hold on.
It was pretty good until you horfed along. Back up for the mic.
Hold on.
He's got stage performance anxiety.
He said, does it well.
All right.
It's pretty good.
It's a lot better in the past.
Good.
No, I can do it better. It's just,
I had to hear it.
Yeah.
I think it is funny.
That's not. I can't do it right for some reason because you guys have put me on the fucking spot.
You know what? You need to have less performance anxiety.
Yeah.
So now, as we progress through the plot, as we've already alluded
I have to keep that in the episode. Oh, go ahead.
Keep going.
You done interrupting her?
Yep.
As
you gonna let her talk?
Yeah, I'm gonna let her talk. Shut the fuck up.
So you're done?
As we shut up, Stu. Shit. All right. So as we've already alluded to, what ends up happening is Ed and his son Billy go to their little convenience store, their little grocery store,
veggie store.
Yeah, their little produce shop, and what ends up happening is these basically out of towner young punk ass kids, led by the main guy who's such a dick, Joel. Joel and Steve are brothers, and then it's.
There's always one antagonist. There's always
no. I mean, there is. You have to have one douche canoe for the fall of the youths to happen. But Joel was just an especially shitty one because he murdered a child and runs away.
Yeah, because he doesn't
he has a fucking
probation.
DUI on
He
his,
was on like a probation or something like that.
He's on probation for DUIs. Basically, he's like, they're gonna lock me up. They won't even listen. You fucking killed a kid, you dick.
Yeah,
and it kind of implied that he really fucking hurt another fucking one.
Yes, like another person in some capacity, and he's a complete dick.
Yeah, he hit some girl, and he's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, no, it's and then you have Steve, who's supposed to be like the counterbalance. He's supposed to be the nice brother.
His real name is Joel.
In real life?
Yes.
That's hilarious. There was no creativity on that. Just call me Joel.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And then you have Maggie, who is the girlfriend of Steve. And then you have Tracy, who's the camera chick, who's kind of the main heroine. And the other dude was, what's his name? Chris?
You're talking about the boyfriend of the...
Chris.
Yeah.
Chris was the nice guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all of and then the chick, Kim, who's with Joel, the asshole, and obviously he's an asshole to her too because he like shoves her around and shit in the movie. But those are basically all the characters that come in. There's an accident while they're BMX biking. Joel runs down Billy, killing him.
Dirt biking, not BMX biking.
Well, I thought that those are like BMXing.
No, BMX,
that was a dirt bike.
It's a bicycle.
Oh, it's a bicycle?
Yeah, because they were dirt biking over in the hills and
dirt
stuff like that.
Dirt biking, whatever that's called. Dirt biking. Okay. And he ends up running.
You hear during the clip that we just played.
Yes, you can hear in the background. Yeah, and so he runs down Billy and ultimately ends up killing Billy. And everybody leaves because Joel runs away, and everybody goes after him to the cabin to quote unquote find a phone. And Steve stays behind with Billy and basically explains what happens because Ed had to go get something for Mr. Wallace and bring it back to the store. And he comes back and finds his son mortally crippled and literally dying.
Yeah. It's probably like internal bleeding or something like that.
Totally. Crush injury. And, Steve is sitting there and he's like, hey, how can I help? We didn't see him. And he's trying to plead the case. And the sheer look of just rage.
Yeah, that's what I love about Lance is right there.
Just rage, vengeance in Ed's eyes.
If most of them stayed there, maybe something one or two off to find a phone. I think Lance's character, he'd still been pissed, but he wouldn't have been.
I don't think so.
Level.
I don't think so.
If they were showing true remorse and
I don't think he would have given a shit at that point.
I think if they were showing true remorse, and because he was telling the Wallace, they left him there, and just the way they treated the whole situation is what pushed him to that next level. I think.
I don't know. I disagree. I think this was his whole world. His son was his entire world.
But the fact that he also then he felt regret after doing it shows that he hadn't completely gone off the deep end. It was a temporary flare up of insanity.
Okay. Anger is a temporary emotion. It is. It's a temporary state. But he went so far beyond anger. I mean, he was in sheer wrath. He was beyond logic. And in that moment, he didn't give a fuck.
What brought him back was his son saying, Daddy, what are you doing?
Yes.
I mean, that's further down the road, but...
We'll get there because that scene is pivotal for many reasons.
Yeah.
But no, I disagree, Stu. I think... Okay, I'm talking for me as a parent. If my kid was murdered in cold blood and the guy left...
Yeah,
exactly. I'd be in prison.
And the guy left.
I would be. No, I'm sorry.
Left.
I would.
Yeah, but if they were there,
that's
if they were there to be
if
apologetic.
If most of them, stayed there. They only sent one person off to go find the phone.
No, knowing me,
providing whatever aid that they could, doing their best to resolve the situation and take responsibility for the situation and show true remorse. I think that would have.
I don't think in that moment it would have made any difference. I don't think in that moment it would have made any difference.
Completely agree. I'm turning to the Punisher if that happens.
Right? Okay, so far how about you, Ron? Where do you stand? Because right now we're depending on how you vote, we're kind of split.
Because it was a legit accident. It was 100% a legit accident.
My kid's dead.
I understand that.
Yeah,
I absolutely understand that. But it was still a legit accident. Same thing.
If they
Stu, I think Joel was still drinking. He was drunk when it happened, which that means he already was driving under the influence, and then he kills my kid.
But also that was the fucking 80s. Everybody was drinking.
I don't give a shit.
Driving.
Okay,
my kid's dead. I don't care.
But see, the thing is that if they were all there to be apologetic to him, says we are so sorry, this was a complete accident. He would be pissed off and he would be, he would hold him against, but I don't think he would do what he did. The fact that I agree with you on that. I think that he wouldn't do it. Now, if it was just the one guy, I don't know. That's how I feel. I feel because, especially if they're all there to be apologized, they say that we are so sorry. You're going to hate them. but you're not gonna. You can understand that these people do care that we did not mean to do this. But the fact that they all ran off and there was only one guy, that would piss me off. We'd be like, you guys are fucking dead. I'm gonna hunt you down and fucking take you to fucking hell with me. I mean, seriously, I agree with Stu. I'm sorry.
Well, then we're split.
Yeah,
we're a split table. But no, I wasn't laughing at your explanation. I was laughing because literally, as you're like, I agree with Stu, Goot and I locked eyes and both went.
Yeah, I know.
At the same time. All right, so poor Billy gets killed. Ultimately, he dies in his dad's arms, which is an absolutely gut-wrenching scene. It is, again, your heart breaks with Lance in this.
Like, this is a sad horror story.
It was tragic,
yeah.
But it made it that much more believable that he would be so consumed with vengeance that he would summon this demon, that they had.
That he heard of when he was a kid, when his father
this local legend, yes.
Well, it's more impressive that he knew of Haggis, that old woman existed. She was a witch.
Well, I mean, to me, it's like almost, again, like you said, the Sam Raimi one. Sorry, Drag Me to Hell.
Yes.
It's like everybody knows about her, but nobody talks about her.
Okay.
But it's kind of like, oh, you want to make that go away? Wink, wink. We can hook you up with that. Which again would make sense in that type of a rural community that you would have something like almost like a Baba Yaga, like this witchy kind of influence. And so Bunt, who is the eldest grandson, the one that ends up telling the legend of Pumpkinhead eventually, which we will get there. He actually ends up taking Ed to Haggis because his grandfather's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
They want to keep that. They want to keep Pumpkinhead
they
out
don't want,
of their.
No, they don't want Pumpkinhead resurrected.
Yeah, no, they because they know how much trouble he creates and stuff like that. It's just death for everybody. So that's
those who are marked.
Yeah.
Yes. Marked by the mark of the beast.
Just don't get in the way and just stay in your house, keep the door shut. There you go. You're done.
And so real quick on that, I actually wanted to kind of give a little bit of backstory as to the kind of the origin of Pumpkinhead in this film, because hold on one second.
While she looks for that.
No.
Okay,
sorry, here you go. Sorry. Oh, what were you going to say? Good.
You bring up the whole origin stuff. When Haggis is bringing him Pumpkinhead to life, I literally lightly shook my brain. I'm like, that's baby Sam.
Yes! I love it.
Trick or Treat.
Sammy was saying that we were watching that. So
I did,
just like Sam.
I do believe that Trick or Treat, it is an homage and a nod to Pumpkinhead, but it's like the pint-sized travel version.
Yep.
It's adorable. It makes me so happy. But the story actually kind of like, just to get it drafted, so we're going to step out of the film and into the making of the film real quick. When they were actually kicking around the ideas of this is Tom Woodruff and the I'm sorry, not Tom Woodruff, but the writers.
Ed Justin and Stan Winston.
These are the actual screenwriters.
They wrote it.
Oh, well, then there you go. I was really, really tired when I was watching, so I might not have gotten all the names. But when they were basically kicking it around, they had actually kind of, shelved the concept of Pumpkinhead for a while, because they went around trying to find basically local legends. And then they actually came upon this one called the 7 Gargoyles of Satan, where each deadly sin was represented by a certain gargoyle. And then ultimately you have a demon of vengeance, which is what Pumpkinhead is. He is the demon of vengeance. That is why he's summoned. That is why he takes the life of who summons him, because it's a blood pact. It's a blood pact with Satan.
The thing is about everybody thinks that he looks like Pumpkin. Like everybody, when you think of Pumpkinhead, they think that his head looks like a pumpkin, but that's actually not the case at all. No. It's because he was born in a pumpkin patch.
So,
or raised or summoned in a pumpkin patch, basically.
Yes and no. Yes and no. The actual inspiration for how he looks was from a distorted form of Creature from the Black Lagoon being turned into a demon. They found a mask where somebody had taken the Creature from the Black Lagoon mask and started to transform it into a demon. That is actually the inspiration for Pumpkinhead. And then the other part where it's not so much pumpkin, they wanted almost like it to be like rotten and organy-ish, which you can see like on the back part of Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
But then again, like they still wanted some kind of nods to it. They wanted it to be very unique looking.
Yeah.
But no, not exactly like pumpkin, like, the traditional pumpkin was the inspiration, not that I came across. Once they literally went through, there were 14 to 15 drafts of this movie, by the way, 7 to 8 of them before Stan even saw them. And then Stan did even more above that. So like there was, when I say that this was a compliment.
Damn, Stu, you're a little puzzled by that.
What do you call it?
That's a lot.
What do you call it? When everything is put together and everyone's working together.
Script?
No. Like everybody, like
production.
I don't know. I don't know what you're.
Collaboration.
Oh,
thank you.
Everybody collaborating with each other.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No. Like you're talking about freaking 15 drafts of one thing. Yeah, that's a lot. So I just kind of wanted to give that little backstory because when we're brought to Haggis, and this is kind of funny. I see you, you're like totally get the drag me to hell like thing, but what I really liked about Haggis is. She fully knows that she's damned. So she's literally almost like the gatekeeper to like basically their own little portal to hell.
Yeah.
And it was funny because as watching this, it reminded me a lot of As Above, So Below.
Yes.
And again, like the different things like the gatekeeper and things of that nature. And I just love things like that because again, like it makes it that much richer. And when you have known the backstory of it, it just gave it a whole different level for me rewatching it again. So you have basically this local, portal to hell, rent a demon type situation with Haggis. And Bunt, gives directions to Ed Harley to get there. So then Ed arrives at Haggis's shack, and I'm going to actually ask Ron to play the clip of what Ed Harley's basically asking is for her to summon Pumpkinhead for vengeance.
It's a clip when she tells him how to do it.
Exactly. So this is going to be Haggis giving the instructions after she's also tried to be like, you don't want to do this. You don't want to do this. It's going to basically cost you your soul. And Ed is like, I don't give a shit. Like, I want you to save my son. Because she even says, like, he's beyond me. So he's literally like, I want Pumpkinhead. So go ahead, Ron.
What you ask? Got a powerful prize.
They killed my boy. They run him off. And they left.
Ever hear a razorback holler? There's an old graveyard way back deep in them woods. Mountain folk used to bury kin in there. Kin they's ashamed of.
Her voice is perfect.
The thing you're looking for is in there. Bring it back here. Some things I gotta do to it before it'll be any use to you.
That graveyard, how will I know?
You'll know it, Harley. You'll know.
It's so ominous. I love it so much.
Like I said, the score fits perfectly for that background.
Just all of it. It's so she freaking knocked this out of the park. God, Florence was freaking amazing. She did this. Like, she created such a cool character with Haggis. And it's funny because the origin, kind of like the fact that, Pumpkinhead is from this basically graveyard where they buried their ashamed, reminded me a lot of almost the Freddy origin. Where he was the son of like 100 madmen or whatever. It's
like
just that root
a
of
pumpkin pet cemetery.
Yeah, or yeah, there you go. Like just this evil. That's funny. This just seed of evil, basically. And I thought that was super duper cool. So long story short, Ed ends up digging up Pumpkinhead in the freaking amazing looking pumpkin graveyard that's in this movie.
Which I really like because it seems like it's like on a stump, like almost like a...
No, it is. It's like a burial mound, but like on steroids. And there's these huge all the pumpkins are rotten
all around
and they're just weird shaped. Nothing's like perfect.
It's a very Halloween scene background when you see that.
It's so cool.
I mean, my poster art. There's a poster art on the Pumpkinhead Blu-ray that I have from Shout Factory. It's just the amazing background with it's fucking beautiful.
Oh yeah, and the director of photography like purposely did a lot of like the blues because blue is it's literally the opposite. It's a contrast color to orange, and it like pops it in such a cool way. And like just the way that they did it, it is so beautifully shot.
Yeah,
definitely agree. I love movies when they do an excellent job of setting the background, the tone. But also with the music, it pairs well because it knows when to play the music, but you can actually hear him digging.
Yeah.
You can just feel the tension growing because you don't know what he's going to find.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. And I mean, and he's even like just ripping everything out because he's, doesn't know exactly what's going to be there. He just knows he's picking this up. So then he gets Pumpkinhead, who kind of looks like Voldemort. Like it's all like all tiny and like.
Are you talking about the little Voldemort when he's all bloodied up at the end?
At the end, and it just and it's just this little like mummy of evil. And so brings it to Haggis so that she can do the ritual to basically bring him to life. And Haggis has such a cool line, a couple lines in this scene where she's like, for each of man's evils, a special demon exists. Mm-hmm. And Pumpkinhead is the demon of evil. That is literally like what he does. He's brought back to wreak vengeance for basically murders or whatever, an injustice that's been done to anybody in this area. And then when finally Ed's looking at it like, what the hell is this? And she says, you're looking at vengeance, cruel, devious, poisonous as venom, vengeance. That line is just, it's so cool.
Yeah, no, she just said it really well.
And it does. It is absolutely really cool how she says it. So what ends up happening is Ed has to give blood, basically. She takes blood, I believe, from Billy as well as Ed.
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah, because she told her to leave the body.
Yes.
Leave the body of
Billy
your son.
there.
Yeah.
And so she gets the two in the blood pact to basically make a pact for Satan to raise this demon. And it goes through all of that. And of course, as Pumpkinhead basically starts becoming Pumpkinhead, Ed basically goes through birthing pains. You see him like seizing up and just all the pain that he's going through. His
eyes getting extremely like reddish
everything.
and bloodshot.
You see him going through basically this blood like bond transformation with the demon, because ultimately he becomes Pumpkinhead. He becomes the next Pumpkinhead by the end of the film.
Yeah.
He's taken over with vengeance and loses his soul and becomes the demon.
Yeah, but wasn't Bloodwings like the son of Pumpkinhead?
Yes, which we will get there. We will get to Bloodwings. Right now, I want to focus on the good Pumpkinhead.
Thank you.
As Bloodwings is Bloodwings. So Ed does all of this. He goes through. Pumpkinhead has been basically resurrected, and then Ed has a flash to talking with Billy, and Billy basically sits up dead in the truck beside him, and he's like, "What are you doing, Daddy?" Mm-hmm. And I have that clip now. I'm going to have Ron play.
Yeah, no, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's funny because
it changes his mind. It changes his vengeance to be like regret, like, oh my God, what the fuck did I just do? I mean, I need to stop this, seriously.
It starts that process. I don't think it had sunk in quite yet.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't seen any of the carnage of Pumpkinhead yet. And that's what really like flipped him from like, oh, this is not okay.
He flipped his switch.
The emotional toll it took on him.
Yeah.
It brought him back to where that rage came from.
Yeah, but for me, it's funny, as I was actually rewatching this with Ron to prepare, I didn't realize how many American Werewolf in London parallels there are. No, because I honestly think about it. At the beginning, when the guy's like losing his shit, banging on the door, it reminded me of the Slaughtered Lamb and how they would like just ignore the werewolf, like it's not a thing if we don't acknowledge its existence. And then that scene specifically where Billy sat up totally reminded me of The Best Friend.
Yeah.
Coming back in the theater. And like basically being like, dude, this isn't good. Like you're gonna basically be damned forever. So I just thought that was kind of a cool parallel as I was watching it. And then again, you have this literal transformation of a man into this monster. Now, in obviously American Werewolf, it was that scene, but you have the same thing almost by like extension here as Ed with each kill becomes more and more Pumpkinhead.
And Pumpkinhead actually starts, his face starts changing.
He becomes, that's Ed's face. He's turning into the demon. Every single, which, it's funny. And I actually counted, I think there are 7 kills because it kind of, again, reminded me of Harry Potter and like the Horcruxes. Every single time that somebody dies, a little bit more of his soul dies and he becomes this. Shut up. I find things like that fascinating. But another reason that scene is so pivotal is, again, on the backside of it, Lance Henriksen, that was the scene.
Ed Harley.
No, that literally, he read that scene and like had goosebumps. That was the only reason he agreed to play Ed.
Yeah.
Was that scene. Because when he read it, it was so powerful. He was like, I have to be in this movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty telling of how powerful a scene it is, because otherwise you wouldn't have had your main man in it. You wouldn't have Lance Henriksen in it.
Right.
So then, all right. So now we're going to go through our murder montage, our Pumpkinhead murder montage, because the kills are super duper fun. First, let's kick it off with, what was your favorite Pumpkinhead kill?
The one where he's up in the tree and he drops the guy.
Yeah.
Okay. There's which guy? Steve.
I don't remember I think it
brother?
was Steve. Yeah, where you just see him high in the tree.
And they drops it and the girl freaks out.
Yes, that was probably my favorite kill scene right there.
All right, Steve was solid. All right, what about you, Stu? Okay, I'm going to go to good. Good.
He's still thinking.
I smell smoke coming from Stu.
Normally, like, we'll talk about ahead of time. You know, hey, these are a couple of the questions.
See? Spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah.
All right, so good. Who would be your, or what would be your favorite Pumpkinhead kill?
I just want to give it an homage, saying how turned on I was when Ed Harley turned on that flamethrower. Oof.
Yes. It's fucking cool.
Huge MacGuffin, but when Pumpkinhead's playing with Maggie and he has her head by the window and he's just teasing the other kids, like seeing their reaction, the joy of the torture of it, and knocks her through the window and like puts the cross in her head.
Yeah, no, that was pretty fucking badass.
I'm with good there. That was my favorite kill. Just the way that it went from her like being literally terrified from seeing Justin killed in front of her, basically.
Yeah.
And then you just see how much like he tortures her. He mocks her faith. He carves the cross into her forehead. Freaking just mangles. And then like, yeah.
What I love about it is Pumpkinhead is like smiling.
Yeah, no, he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's like 100% the thing is he is totally like in it to like, he's like on cloud 9. And yeah, just like he's like ragdolling her and mashing her just to terrify the other people.
Before we get to Stu's, I just have to notate the thing that I really love is the background sound effect of like, it sounds like cicadas or something like that. That's
that'd be like,
in the background. I really enjoyed that. I was really mad that they took that out of Blood Wings, like that, because I already told you that he's coming close, and it was like a sound wave of. It was weird because is that what it was, like insects or something like that? Because that's what it sounded like. I don't know.
I flashed back to Independence Day with those aliens doing that.
Oh wow, no, you're right. That's cool. Stu, what is yours?
Probably Joel being impaled with the shotgun.
And then he does the head. And then he does the head flop.
Yes, fuck Joel.
That was very satisfying.
Yeah.
It was a very satisfying kill with Joel because he was such a schmuck. So actually, this is a good setup. You have to pick which character do you most identify with.
Oh damn!
And you have to be honest.
Crickets.
The crickets.
The dead son.
The dead son. Oh.
Brain cells died.
I mean, if it's too hard, we can cut the bit, but I thought it would be kind of an interesting question.
Probably Ed Harley. Ed Harley. Because, like I said, I know if it was a whole group there, it wouldn't have been as bad. But the fact that there was nobody there, I would claim vengeance on my kids, and I would be that 100%. I would be it would be nothing
You
but
wouldn't
just
claim
hatred.
vengeance on your kids. You claim
vengeance
for your kids.
For my kids, yes.
Okay.
Words
you
are
claim
hard.
vengeance on your kids.
Yeah, that's not what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I fucking mean.
Go to bed or I'm summoning Pumpkinhead.
No, but I'm serious. Probably Ed Harley, seriously, because being a father, all of us are fathers. And if we...
Really, all of us are fathers, huh?
And mothers. What the fuck?
Yes, I am.
But no, seriously, all of us are parents, and seeing our kids go through that and being killed and nobody even shying, basically them just running off, that would... it's a ticking bomb in your brain. Like, I'm going to fucking kill somebody. I'm going to wreak havoc here. So no, I'd probably Ed Harley.
Okay. What about you, Good?
I would say Ed Harley, but I'll go off the road. I'll be Bunt.
All right.
I think he has a good character arc where he's like, he tries to help out Ed Harley by that crisp $10 bill. And then, bring him halfway there, and like he's actually a very influencing character, trying to help the last two people there.
Yeah,
and telling the whole story. But
he's kind of a linchpin. Yes. I mean, he really is.
Especially like the burned church, basically telling the whole story.
Yes,
yeah.
which
but also he shouldn't have fucking done it. His dad didn't want him to fucking do it. There's a reason his dad didn't want him to fucking do it, because his dad knew that it wasn't the right move for Ed,
and he was worried about it because I remember they were in the house. Is Pumpkinhead going to ruin hurt our livestock? He says no. He only goes for who's
summoned for,
who's summoned for, and everything else. And he was getting all freaked out about it. So, but he was a tough kid because he went back out there to help those people, even though Pumpkin was out. And he does get thrown, doesn't he? Doesn't he get thrown by Pumpkinhead? Or
he does. He doesn't get killed, but he gets like
thrown to the side or something like that.
He gets what I call the Pumpkinhead bitch slap.
Which was a lot in Blood Wings. Blood Wings.
I know. He was bitch slapping everybody in Blood Wings.
He was just like swiping everybody.
Where my money, bitch?
Yes.
Where my money, bitch?
It was. It cracked me up.
Adults are talking here.
Exactly.
What is yours?
Just straight Charlie Murphy, motherfucker.
Well, I was going to let Stu say his real quick, and then I'll jump in.
The dead son. The dead son.
You always have the fucking weirdest fucking analyzations of what you relate to. Seriously, every single fucking show.
He was innocent. He wasn't an asshole like the fucking, the dirt bike rider.
So you're innocent?
Yeah.
You're never innocent.
Yes, I am.
You're always fucking guilty.
No, I am fucking innocent.
We
All
both
right?
wear glasses.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we have glasses, yes. Kind of a dork. All right.
Do you have
a little bit autistic, maybe.
Do you have a dog?
Yes, I have dogs, and I would absolutely go chasing after my fucking dog.
Perfect.
I do get into weird accidents sometimes, so I've never had a dirt bike land on me, but I assume I would have a crush injury the same way he did. So, very similar in that regards.
All right.
And I have a vengeful father. So,
do you think it's missing, or do you think it would add or take away from the movie if they said why the mom or his wife died, or how she was missing?
So it seems like she's died like of death, like maybe like a cancer or something like that. She died too
Or
early, or
honestly,
birth.
I was thinking childbirth. I was thinking childbirth.
I was like, she just fucking left him.
Well, no, we know she's dead.
That's what he tells her.
Wait, he's talking to her next to the gravestone.
Whose body's in there then, Stu?
Yeah, exactly.
Look at you. There's a Pumpkinhead conspiracy.
So you think Ed Harley killed his own wife and just
Fed it to
buried her?
Pumpkinhead.
The witch did it.
Oh, man.
Maybe the witch is his ex-wife.
Sammy, who do you relate to?
Actually, funnily enough, I really put a lot of
The
that.
witch?
Yes! Oh my gosh, yes. So at first, I heard Tracy and the Chris guys I don't want to get you mad because you did about this so-and-so's balls in a jar or whatever. And I was like, But then I saw Haggis and I was like, I'd be fucking Haggis. I could just see that being oh man, you don't know what you're getting into here, dude. But cool. All right, fine. And I just love Haggis. Haggis was my favorite. Other than Ed and Pumpkinhead, obviously, freaking Haggis. I thought she was a phenomenal character.
Yeah.
And it saddens me that she gets overlooked so much. Because it's not unless you're a Pumpkinhead fan, you're never going to know who Haggis is. And I know Snow, when prepping for this, she's like, oh, why are you doing that show? And I'm like, because that's amazing. The movie is fantastic. But if you're not a huge fan, there you go. But so as the body count starts to rise, Ed is getting more and more messed up. He is literally becoming Pumpkinhead. It's killing him. He's going through all of this crazy pain stuff. And so he ends up going back to Haggis to basically be like, look, I want to break this bond. I want to send Pumpkinhead back to hell. Ron, I believe you actually have a clip of what Haggis says to Ed as he comes back to basically try to break the blood bond of Pumpkinhead and send him back to hell.
Yes.
You're a fool.
If you won't help me, if you don't help me, then I'll do it myself. I'll do it myself.
You'll fail, Ed Harley. You'll fail and you'll die, too.
Then I'll die.
And pay the final price all the sooner.
God damn you.
He already has, son. He already has.
God damn.
I love that line.
And especially now that we think that, she's his ex-wife.
Oh my gosh. That's funny. Oh my goodness.
Dude, your analyzations, I swear to God.
Funny. No, but again, you have Haggis in this role of gatekeeper, keeper of this monster, and even when he's you're damned, and she's like, I know I am. I know I am. So she has literally no fucks to give, basically, and it's just just amazing scene.
There's ghosts in the house.
It's Pumpkinhead.
Hi.
And so then basically Ed is on his own. He ends up going out and deciding to kill Pumpkinhead. And as this progresses, you see Chris, the nice guy, get crushed by the motorcycle, and then messed up by Pumpkinhead. As they are also approaching the burnt down abandoned church, which Pumpkinhead cannot go into, or they think he can't because it's supposed to be hollow ground.
Yeah, but he does go into it, doesn't
he? He does, and then he destroys
the cross.
The cross. He sets it on fire because that's the strength of a demon that he is.
Yeah.
But I would love, prior to that, you have Bunt telling the story and the legend of Pumpkinhead to Tracy and Chris in the abandoned church. So please, Ron, go ahead and play that clip.
What do you know about that thing that's after us?
It's some kind of demon. For tonight, I didn't believe it. I thought it was just something that they made up to scare the little kids. But then when the sun went down, my grandpa fixed the whole family together. And he told us that some outsider folks had done something real bad. He wouldn't say what. He just said that Pumpkinhead was going to be out after him. And that we better stay inside till he got him.
Pumpkinhead?
That's what it's called. Because it comes from the old pumpkin patch graveyard.
Well, do you know why it's after us?
No, ma'am. But you must have done something bad. See, according to the legend, if one man does something bad to another man, it's got to be something real bad, something like killing. And that other man can have Pumpkinhead conjured up to take revenge.
Yeah, like there's the legend, and actually, Stu, that kind of puts the kibosh on your theory about at the beginning when you speculated, we don't know if he killed it, because if it has to basically be that there was a murder that took place to have that much power to conjure him.
But it's also just a legend. I mean,
but he's walking around. I mean,
it's a myth. No, it's a myth.
It's folklore.
It's not a myth as he's eviscerating the teens.
But I'm saying the rules aren't always.
They're more like guidelines, really. That's how it's going to go.
To me, the power was in the act that Haggis performed.
Yeah.
The blood pact.
All right, that is what called upon the demon. It wasn't, and also, he killed my son. No, it wasn't that. It was all right, you are making a straight deal.
Yeah,
all right,
deal with the devil.
We'll go ahead and have this demon come now, and then when you die, your ass is mine.
I did love how badass Pumpkinhead, again, you get to kind of see him in like his full glory in this scene, because at first you see him in the archway or the doorway of
How tall is he?
church.
Like 8 foot? 8, 9?
No, he's 7.5 feet.
Okay.
With a 6 foot. Tom Woodruff is 6 foot, but Pumpkinhead total height was 7.5 feet.
Okay, I was always wondering how tall he was, because he just seems massive and and stuff like that. So.
No, and that's the point, is it's supposed to be like this overwhelming, like huge monster.
Yeah.
And so he goes in, and we kind of saw like the mocking of religion with the murder of Maggie, and everything else. And then here he is again, like setting the cross on fire, walking through the desecrated church. Like he gives absolutely no cares, other than when he first sees the cross and he's like, ugh, but still sets it on fire. And I thought that was really, really cool. And it makes sense because with each
really
kill,
hates the letter T.
just hates it, loathes it entirely.
There was no priest there.
Yeah, no. So I thought like that was a really, really cool scene, and it makes sense because with each kill, the bond gets stronger, Pumpkinhead gets stronger, and everything else. And so we move through the church, and then finally it comes down to Ed Harley realizing that he basically has to kill him. Like he needs to be killed in order to kill Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
He's slowly put together, oh crap, like when he gets attacked by the dog and he sees like Pumpkinhead is experiencing pain as he's experiencing pain. The connection is there, and he realizes that he needs a self-sacrifice in order to save these kids.
That formula's been done in so many movies before.
Of course it is. It's the redemption factor.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think of what movies that it's. Stu, did any come to mind on how that relates? Because there's been a lot of movies where the soul's connected, basically. Oh no, Dragonheart.
Yeah,
that's one right there with the heart of the dragon and stuff like that. I remember I brought that up when we were watching that.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that a lot of movies have copied that formula.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it's always like when you go from, a lot of people confuse like what the opposite of vengeance is.
Yeah.
The opposite of vengeance is compassion. So that is literally what Ed starts to feel as he sees these kids getting eviscerated, basically.
Yeah.
And so, it's that,
It's a blood pact. When you make that blood pact, it's fucking for real. It goes both ways.
Yep.
And so he realizes, almost like, to me, and I know Ron pointed this out, it was almost like the end of The Fly with like the Brundlefly, where he's so like beyond like the selfish that he's just like, put me out of my misery at this point.
Yep.
Well, at that point, the kid that killed his kid is dead now. So
yeah.
He's got to try to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, and that was the thing is, as he realized that these other kids are being murdered, like the innocents or whatever, that anger and everything has really, really like diminished, and he's had a change of heart. So it ends with Tracy killing Ed. And I loved, however, at the end of it, when that happens, is you just see Pumpkinhead go into flames. It's like he's going back to hell. It's like his job is done and everything else. And I just thought it was such a cool, like, bringing it full circle.
Transition, yeah.
You know? And then
Ed is burning in hell.
And Ed is, he's burning in hell because you make pact with the devil. That's what you do.
Who gets buried?
Well, that's it. He becomes the
witch bear, Haggis.
Yes, Haggis buries the new Pumpkinhead, which is Ed, and you see that by the symbolization of him wearing the little thing from his son.
That the son gave him, yeah.
Yep, the necklace from his son.
So then it gets to the point where Pumpkinhead has sex with a woman.
Somehow, apparently,
because in Blood Wings he is the son of Pumpkinhead. So we're trying to
her period.
They never told that story, so that was kind of interesting.
Well, and here's the thing is, that's no longer and it's no longer Haggis. And all right. So in a nutshell, like, that's Pumpkinhead. It is one of my favorites, honestly. Like, it is top 10 movies of all time for me. I absolutely love Pumpkinhead.
She says it every year. Every year, I want to watch Pumpkinhead.
I want to watch Pumpkinhead. Love Pumpkinhead.
Top 10 in horror or top 10 in general?
In general.
Wow.
Like, I mean, I have how many pages? 20 pages.
Top 10, huh?
Yeah.
For me, it's...
Is it a 5?
It isn't. But we'll get to that. Sorry.
You're never going to let this fucking shit down. I swear to God. Every fucking episode it's brought up.
I wait for it, man. Just wait for another 5. I almost crashed my car when you fucking said 5 for Predator.
You guys suck, man. You guys fucking suck.
So let's jump into Blood Wings. Because again, here now we go from almost like Pumpkinhead, which is this like local myth, cautionary tale, like Grimm's fairy tale kind of vibe, to literally a story of revenge where you have this bicycle gang. They go after the local abandoned or homeless orphan mongoloid child who's the Satan spawn of Pumpkinhead and apparently some chick, and he basically gets hung and murdered. And
I feel sorry for the fucking.
Well, I mean, you always feel sorry for the mongoloid. Like, it is sad. I mean, he was just slaughtered by these assholes.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, like the main one, I could not freaking stand him. He was so annoying.
Fucking voice.
Oh my God. Right? It was like nails on a chalkboard. I wanted to punch him in the mouth so much. He was so irritating.
He reminded me of the one in the TV version of It.
TV version of It.
The gang. Forgot the one with the
Henry Bauer?
Yes.
Really?
He didn't. No, Henry Bowers.
No, because of the slick black hair and the jacket and stuff like that.
Henry Bowers was so much more fucked up.
No, I'm talking about in the TV version. The comparisons of how he was being cruel to Tommy is the same as that.
To the Loser Club. Okay,
yes,
okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It just was similar to me.
Okay. I don't know. Just the way that guy talked, it was so annoying. But then fast forward, and basically the town has all of these people, and they're in different phases or whatever. And then you have the sheriff, who was the dad from Hellraiser, Larry.
Andrew Robinson.
Thank you. Moving there basically as the new sheriff and uncovering basically the murder and what Pumpkinhead is and everything else.
Kind of almost like a Jaws reference right there.
Yeah, when he first popped up, I was, is Hellraiser coming? Please God, Hellraiser come.
Pumpkinhead versus...
No, but you know the whole Jaws reference, because he was in from the city and then he was in more of like a country, just like Jaws.
Well, he had been there. He had grown up there and then moved to the city and
it
came
just
back.
yeah, but it just there was a couple vibes from that, just a little bit. So
well, I could see that,
because he was talking about the city at one point and then going there. But
my thing I thought was interesting is you find out like his backstory is that he actually helped Tommy
as a kid.
That's right. And the guy's
because his like truck, little truck, like toy fire truck or something like that fell down the pit and he almost fell down trying to get it. Yeah.
Thomas
he tries to save him.
Thomas Parnell was Tommy, the one that gets murdered at the beginning. And yes, so Sheriff Baddock, Sheriff Baddock or Sean, whichever one to go with, which is the character that was in Hellraiser as the dad. His daughter, Jenny, ends up basically getting involved with Danny, who's the local judge's smarmy jerk of a son.
Yeah.
He's Joel 2.0, essentially. in this one. And then you have like the other like couple, and then you have like the one guy that like always basically gets shot down, who just hangs out with them anyways.
Going with the long hair and shorts,
yeah. Like he had no Paul.
Yeah.
Yes. Essentially, they do what all freaking stupid kids do. They're like, we're bored. Let's go summon a demon. Like, and so they end up going
We've
out.
all been there.
You know, like how do you kill a Friday night? Some
Fucking idiots driving,
sacrifice.
hit the old lady.
Oh yes. What is her name? Mrs. Osei?
Was it Nadine?
She was the one that took care of. She took care of Tommy out in the woods, but she wasn't. She wasn't the mother.
It was not. No, she wasn't the mom, and she wasn't. It was not Haggis.
I feel like they were trying to copy Haggis in a different light, basically, but it was not done as well. Plus, his fucking voice was weird.
Well, it was so rushed, and maybe that was the one that you thought was a dude, because that one sounded way more than a dude. Than
it did, because I know they've had many males actually play females with a lot of heavy makeup to be like an older woman and stuff like that.
That's been happening since the time of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
So you have basically the old woman, but she is the local witch because she has like the summoning circle and Pumpkinhead. Oh, I was so disappointed. There were absolutely no pumpkins. There was nothing.
The atmosphere sucked.
It was so, like, oh, we need a place to summon him. Sprinkle some dirt. Like, it was garbage. I was so disappointed because that was like so iconic from the first film.
Yes.
And to see it just lost in so much. They lost so much between the first film and this.
Like I said, the sound effects, when the sound that when Pumpkinhead in the first one, they didn't even have that in this one, which that really pissed me off, because I really thought that was cool, because it was like it was part of him, that sound effect in the background.
Mm-hmm. No, it was just the ball from this was dropped so bad.
And this movie was not a theatrical release. This was a direct-to-video release.
Direct-to-video.
Yeah,
well, that's funny.
This was the early 90s when most horror movies, sequels, and stuff like that were all direct-to-videos. I mean, it was just, that was like, I guess that was the start of the era of direct-to-video horror releases. There's so many.
Well, I mean,
fucking many.
The guy Danny, it was in Night of the Living Dead 3, and that was a direct-to-video.
Yes, it was. Return of Living Dead 3.
Return of Living Dead. Excuse me. Return of Living Dead.
But I actually enjoy that one. That one's
of course you do. You have a chick who's shoving metal through her boobs, and you think she's hot.
She's fucking hot in that movie. You remember that movie? Yeah, she's fucking hot. I'm sorry.
Oh man, I should have done that as like one of the ultimate kills though. Is the guy the Santos, and his head's like. Oh man, that would have been a good one. That would have been a good one.
Yeah.
But yes,
I agree. It's totally disrespectful. I mean, just most lazy writing.
Most sequels are.
Yeah.
Most directed sequels are.
I feel like it was lazy everything.
Yeah.
It was just even Pumpkinhead, like the way that they show him, it's all like up close. You don't see anything really full body, and it's so much flashing lights that you're gonna have a seizure.
Your Evil Dead reference.
Yes.
The Evil Dead reference.
Oh, yes.
The
Okay.
camera angles of Pumpkinhead.
So I did say that. I said it did remind me a lot of Sam Raimi and the way that was shot. I even asked Ron, I'm like, is he a producer on this? Because also I found, and Ron did not, the Necronomicon is in this.
Yep.
I'm not surprised.
It is. And when not Haggis, excuse me, the old woman. Odine or whatever, is reaching and she pulls the candle, it's right there on the corner.
Uh-huh.
And like literally I was like, rewind that. And he's like, what? And they like rewound it. I was like, that's an Necronomicon. And he like looked, he's like, oh shit, it is. And then this also has your boy Jason, Kane Hodder, as one of the brothers.
Knox brothers.
One of the Knox brothers.
I thought that was really cool.
And he's like, which was so messed up when he's talking about like their sister and that situation.
God.
Oh, it was so gross.
Yeah, Lily's fucking the sister.
Yeah. Yep. Kane Hodder fucking the sister. Blah.
It was just
So
cool seeing
gross.
Kane Hodder in there, because Kane Hodder's played a lot of roles.
When they create the Mongoloid, that becomes Jason.
Jason X.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, see, actually, when you look at Tommy, though, his facial, they kind of copied like almost the Elephant Man. That's what it kind of reminded me of, like
It
the
did
whole
look-
side.
yeah,
it was
did
very
look very
Elephant Man-ish.
Very similar.
Yeah. So, but the whole. Oh, go ahead.
Go back to the Pumpkinhead costume. Where the fuck did the tail go?
The what?
He has
The
no
tail.
tail in Pumpkinhead 2.
Why didn't I notice that?
Because you only see full body like for like I think like 1 or 2 frames.
I believe
Because
it's in the
they
house
literally-
scene when he kills the final guy. I believe
Yeah.
that's when you see him. But
The judge.
you do have a point there. But like I said, almost every single camera angles of Pumpkinhead, it's always just his face going in and out of his face, and like that's all you really see.
Because it's not the same Pumpkinhead.
No, in fact, I think the costume was actually even cheaply made. It wasn't the original costume.
I'm saying it's literally not the same Pumpkinhead, so thereby it doesn't have to have the exact same features.
Maybe that's why he didn't have the tail. Because originally it's fucking Tommy. But that's the thing. That's the scene I can't stand at the end. When you see saying, Tommy, no, come on, remember me. It's everything else. And you see Pumpkinhead like backing down like, oh, I shouldn't do this.
You know what that reminded me of?
Right. It wasn't. That wasn't.
You know what
Pumpkinhead.
it reminded me of? It reminded me of when they gave fucking Mike Myers a backstory that you felt bad for him, and it took away the fact that he was just a murdering sociopathic bastard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Mike Myers doesn't have a soul. Stop it. Like, stop trying to make it like a thing.
Yeah.
It kills me when they do that. And that's legitimately what they try to do here. Okay, Pumpkinhead in the first one is a demon from hell. Period. There isn't remorse in that. He loves fucking people up.
Yeah.
The fact that they did that, it just, again, it's so disrespectful to the original.
Yeah.
It just infuriates me. But Pumpkinhead 2 did give us the patent Pumpkinhead bitch slap.
Yeah.
Everybody was getting bitch slapped by Pumpkinhead in this movie.
Plus the
cracked me up.
Plus the gore went up in this one because there was a lot more gore, especially ripping that guy's head off. What was it? What was not Joel? It was the younger kid that was trying to get with the daughter of the sheriff.
Danny.
Seeing his head get ripped off, but this one had a lot more
You
gore
see one
effects.
guy's get heads ripped off. You seen them all.
I know, but this, like I said, this goes to that cheap gore, direct-to-video type of gore and stuff like that. But I mean, like I said, it's still all right. So if you were to watch Pumpkinhead, do you feel like Pumpkinhead 2 needs to be watched? You think it can
Oh
be
gosh,
just
no.
ditched?
Doesn't need
Okay,
No, it does
I'm curious.
not
I was
need
just
to be
curious what y'all think about
No.
that.
Watch just Pumpkinhead. Don't even act like it has anything beyond it because the first one is that's just there.
Would you be happy to see a remake of Pumpkinhead, or do you think that it should be left alone?
I think it should be left alone.
If done correctly, I'd watch it.
You know that they would change the look of Pumpkinhead.
See, and that's where I would get mad.
Yeah.
If they were willing to remake it with real effects, because I am a
Practical effects.
Real effects, practical effects. I'm a practical effects girl. I do not want to see a fucking CGI'd up Pumpkinhead.
Oh, they're gonna go CGI.
That would I would end up throwing something at the screen.
They're gonna go, if they ever do that, they're gonna go CGI because
Which is bullcrap.
Yeah.
It's lazy. Just like Blood Wings.
Yes.
So no, Blood Wings is absolutely terrible.
You know, one scene that truly fucking bothered me. I rewatched this like 20 times. Is the one where Danny has all the kids in the motel or the judge's house, and the sound effects are fucking awful. But you hear him, load his gun and clock his Glock, and then you hear a second click. And I'm watching. I'm like, did he fucking pull the trigger? Because the motherfucker's so nervous. I swear to God, the fucking trigger is pulled the entire time.
Oh, probably.
I'm watching 20 times. I'm listening. I'm like, he fucking pulled the trigger. He shot the black guy. I'm like, what the fuck?
Stu's just nodding his head like, what the fuck?
I have nothing really to contribute on this one. I haven't seen Blood Wings in a decade and a half.
It's not worth.
It's not.
It's not even worth watching.
It's
But we
terrible.
the thing is, when me and Sam were talking about this episode, I said, we sort of need to watch it because it's one of those trying to knock off Thor's hammer.
I am worthy.
Careful.
I am trying to be.
Don't mess up one here.
You were close.
I know. I have hit something. I'm like, oh, just doing a stretch.
Comes down and shatters.
It's.
I'm hella.
I'm telling you, this movie right here, Pumpkinhead, Blood Wings, it's crap. But there are a couple little pros, just a couple pros, but it's mostly cons of this movie. I mean, the gore effects were nice to see because there wasn't that much gore in the first one, but there
was a lot of gore in the first one.
Nothing like this one. This one had a lot more gore in
Really?
it,
When they
yes.
have Maggie like meat puppeting it up and everything else, and you see freaking Joel's head flopping on the rifle, that wasn't enough for you?
No, it was. I'm just saying, but they did take the gore level up a little bit more.
But the problem is, it's great. The gore level goes up, but the quality of everything else goes down.
No, that's completely
It's
true.
also cheaply made.
Yeah, it was rushed. It was definitely rushed, and also like I said, the special effects, the suit was just not as good and everything else. But
Well, real quick, because if you're done with your thought, Ron.
Yeah, go ahead.
A couple of fun facts that I didn't get to put into the Pumpkinhead. Because let's face it. All right, are we good? Are we all done talking about Blood Wings?
Yeah.
Let's go back to the good movie.
2, 3, and 4 never existed.
Yes. No, we're not even.
Blood Wings is
We
when
will
you
not
go
speak
down
of
on a
them.
chick on her period.
Ugh.
What the fuck is your fucking?
Ugh.
That's earning your Blood Wings. That's what it is. Right.
Yeah.
That's gross.
It's very coppery.
All right, go ahead, Sammy. What the fuck? You're just ruining this for me.
I'm not comfortable with that segue. I'm just saying. Some things that I didn't shut up. Some things that I didn't get to hit with Pumpkinhead though are I wanted to bring up was Richard London, who was the mechanical effects for the first Pumpkinhead, the good one. He actually helped create the Harrow head mask for Pumpkinhead. So the Harrow head is the fact that the mask of Pumpkinhead is totally puppeteer animatronic and can go from all of the different emotions.
Yeah.
This was the first time that was built and used in a film, because every other film it was you had to have a happy head, a sad head, this, and you'd had multiple heads for the monster. So the fact that they created this on Pumpkinhead again shows how much of an iconic, like, game changer film this is.
Yeah. No, it looked realistic for a monster. It looked like a realistic looking monster.
Well,
it did not look fake.
Because again, you have it here, you know, it's Stan Winston where you had, so by this point, Stan Winston's team had already done Aliens, they had done Monster Squad, the first Predator, already were under their belt. And actually, funnily enough, when they were working on Pumpkinhead, they were also redoing the Predator for Predator 2.
Yeah.
At the same time. So again, like you have like really kind of the cream of the crop, minus Tom Savini and his effects and their team, because Tom Savini is amazing. But you really do have like the cream of the crop, like working on this, because again, they did it for Stan Winston.
Yeah.
Because they wanted it to be so successful. And then the other thing I wanted to share, I should have put in earlier, but the scene where Lance Hendrickson is washing Billy's hands.
Yeah.
And goes into the whole monologue about the great grandmother and the hand like paper. That was actually from Lance Henriksen's real life. His grandmother, that whole thing was ad-libbed, and he was actually talking about his own grandmother and the fact that was her. All of that whole scene was 100% him talking about his grandmother. And I thought it was amazing because again, he had committed so much to it that when he's talking to Billy, he refers to it as your great grandmama. And it was his, and if you think about it, if Billy was his actual biological kid, that would have been his great grandmother.
Yeah.
So again, it was just one of those really cool, like.
It just shows the acting of Lance.
And
how he came into the role.
How much heart went into that movie, and then you get the shit of Blood Wings, and you're like, what happened? It makes me sad.
Like I said, it's a sad horror movie. I mean, it starts off sad. It's like, man, Jesus, this is kind of heavy right here. You know, a little kid dying like this. It's not what you normally see in horror movies all that much.
Well, it's well developed, and it has the backstory. You feel for the main character. That's the most important thing. Then it builds off of that, and it's just like, wow, this is fucking great.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then they got the monster down because again, it was this whole collaboration of like literally they had. I think it was like a team of artists like drawing little things, and they would be like, "Oh, I like so and so's this part of this anatomy. Oh man, this looks cool." And it became this amalgamation that was Pumpkinhead. And then they went through the ability to do like all the kinesiology and the anatomical movement to make it like just like the Alien Queen and Predator, to make it like optimal.
Yeah,
it's so good. And I mean, again, also we're going to get into, and I'm actually going to have Ron play. It's crazy how much of a following this gets with people because it's even influenced like artists like Boondocks under the Insane Clown Posse heading, who I absolutely love. And he has a song called Pumpkinhead. And
Hatchet Records or
Psychopathic Records. We're going to listen to just the little blurb of it.
Y'all know what settles on badness, don't you?
You cannot even envision in the darkest cataclysms of your fucking mind as it throws you into aneurysms. It's got your blood clotting and your fucking veins rotting. The very sound of my name has got your grave plotting. Cause I was born into this world up on a mission and a voodoo ritual. Got my fucking ass up and kicking and high stepping, about to turn this bitch red. Coming up out the ground just like Return of the Living Dead. I'm feeding for your brains and I'm sick as the fever. Try to fuck with a monster, better leave it to Beaver. Cause I'm coming for your life. You've been marked by the beast. I'ma eat your fucking soul, so be prepared to be deceased. Close your eyes, turn around. A drop of blood on the ground. No turning back, now it's done. Everything I said, I am evil, I am pain, I am the Pumpkinhead. Close your eyes, turn around. A drop of blood on the ground. No turning back, now it's done. Everything I said, I am evil, I am pain, I am the Pumpkinhead.
That is so fucking awesome.
Isn't that
seriously.
amazing?
No, that's one of the things. I love Boondocks, and the fact that he made a song about Pumpkinhead, it turned out really good. You've heard that before, right?
Yes.
Of course. I literally went as Boondocks.
The thing is, I don't know if you were a fan
like,
of Boondocks compared to Insane Clown Posse. I know you like Insane Clown Posse.
Love
Even.
Boondocks.
I definitely enjoyed Boondocks. I was super excited when he came on the scene, because he was a country,
yes,
a dirty South representation.
Yes, yeah. I love that. I mean, I had his jersey. I painted my face.
I know.
I was a super
I was
fan.
there.
I wanted to bang him. He was hot. So
Why are you shaking your head?
I don't want to hear it, mister.
You were
I want
talking about freaking
bang,
Ripley.
No,
all
not
right?
even. And the chick from Return of the Living Dead 3. Oh,
Yes.
she's hot.
All right.
She is.
Yo, then don't even.
She's allowed to say the same thing.
Don't
Okay,
minimize
that's fine.
don't minimize my chick boner.
Do you have a car crashing sound effect?
No, I don't have a car crashing, but I do have a.
An atomic bomb?
Yeah.
Oh, well, all right. I
blew
didn't
up.
think it was that bad.
That didn't work.
But no,
God, be better, Ron.
I love though. She's just randomly pushing buttons at this point. I do love like that the particular like blurb that we got because it sounds like literally like what would be going on through Pumpkinhead's like brain, and
that's all it is. That's all Pumpkinhead.
It's just Boondocks playing in his head, like yeah. But the best part.
Just imagine, him just bopping his head along.
That'd be amazing. That'd be fantastic. I'd be for it. That's right, bitch slapping everybody. But what's really cool is the segue into it is literally the whole chant of Bunt from the film with like his own like track
that's
laid
the
behind
start of the song. Yep.
And then it goes into like the rapping part, and it's one of my favorite songs like ever.
Yeah.
Other than maybe Boondocks' like Patsy Cline Walking After Midnight, which again, amazing song.
Yeah.
But yes, so I think unless anybody else has something to bring to the table, I think we can round it up with pint reviews.
Well,
What do
we're
you say,
gonna.
boys?
I'm good with the pint reviews.
The video game sucked.
It was a video game.
They did a video game?
Actually, a Blood Wings video game.
Oh,
Was it Nintendo?
Terrible.
No, it was a computer. It was garbage.
I don't think I've ever heard of that one.
I didn't know there was a
It was fucking
What
garbage.
type of game was it? Was it like side
First person horror,
like horror shooter.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
all
was
based off of Blood Wings?
It was shitty.
Jesus.
Why have I never heard of that? Now I
don't
gotta
know.
look that up.
I feel like it would only be redeemable if you were Pumpkinhead and like just killing
It
like
was
the gang
shitty.
kids. Just bitch slapping them the whole time. That would be amazing. I'd sign up for that. Just nothing but Pumpkinhead bitch slapping everybody. So if nobody else has anything else to add to this awesome film, I think we'll kick it off with you, Ron. What are your pint reviews for Pumpkinhead and Blood Wings? We'll give a mention.
We can't really do a ranking of it because I haven't seen the third and fourth. And when it comes to the ranking,
I said Blood
Pumpkinhead
Wings.
still.
I just said Blood Wings.
I know,
not
that's what I'm
beyond
saying. Can't really do a ranking because I think all of us are going to pick, Pumpkinhead. There's really no ranking in this. Blood Wings sucks. But the fact is, Pumpkinhead is a very good tale. It's a very good, like a horror tale, basically. And I enjoyed Lance in his acting in this role. I thought that he portrayed the role of Ed Harley, like, beautifully. I thought he did a great fucking job in showing how tragic losing his son and then claiming vengeance on these fucking kids to kill them and then going back and sacrificing himself because he knows that he regrets what he did.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the creature effects from Pumpkinhead were they were good. For the suit, it was a good suit. Because there are monster pictures out there with a suit and it's fucking horrible. This kind of reminds me of to like Creature from the Black Lagoon type of stuff, where it's like it looks really good for its time. I really enjoyed the animatronic effects in the face and everything else when you're seeing him harrow
The
over
harrow mask.
that scene.
The harrow head.
Yeah, that scene in the church when you just see his whole body in the whole abandoned burned down church.
Mhm.
That's a beautiful scene right there. Like that'd be a great poster or
It's
a framed
badass.
picture to put in a wall. But overall, just the whole story, Haggis, I thought Haggis was creepy as fuck with the music, that whole scene, all the tension, her doing that little ritual and everything else. It's an enjoyable film, and it's a good movie to watch around Halloween. Now, if I were to give it an enjoyment, like I said, there's other horror movies I appreciate more, but I still enjoy this. That's why I'm going to have it almost down the middle, but not. I'm going to give this a 3 for enjoyment because there's other horror movies I enjoy better than this, but I still think this is a great film, and I recommend it altogether. I enjoy the writing and Stan Winston and his direction. For just being a special effects guy, he did a great job directing this story. He did a good job in handing it to his crew to make up the creature effects and everything else. Critically, I'm going to give this also a 3. Like I said, it's not like there's better one. The effects are, like I said, on par. They're great. But, you know, there's other ones that are still better with the horror and, you know, the effects. This one...
Horror.
Do I keep saying horror?
Horror!
Oh, God, I can't help it.
You're a whore, too.
You're a whore, too.
Shit.
Whores!
Yeah, it gets to the fact that for being at the thing is, when I first saw this, I thought it was actually direct-to-video. I did not know that this was theatrically released. I thought all of them were direct-to-video releases, and then Blood Wings and stuff like that. I did not know this was theatrical. This would actually be really fun to watch on the theatrical screen, just especially that whole backdrop with
gotta have that
with
experience.
the pumpkins.
Yep.
Oh, you got to see it in the theater, didn't you?
Last year in October, for Psycho Cinema, we had a special showing for this.
Was it a duplex where you got to see that in Blood Wings?
Fuck no.
You would have skipped that one.
I would have walked out.
Yeah, but no, overall, it's a 3 on both ends. This is a huge recommendation still. I think this is a great horror film. Great to watch. I mean, would you guys think this is good to watch all year round, or did you think this is a good Halloween movie?
I think it's fine all year.
I would watch it all year, but it is definitely a solid Halloween.
Yeah,
movie.
because of the whole setting and with the pumpkin patch and stuff like that. But no, I truly do like this film. It's a good one. I'm glad that you picked it, and yeah, that's my pint review. So, Goot, I'm gonna hand it off to you.
Thank you, Ron.
This is great. For me, it's a Halloween movie. It's like part of my traditions. I watch it every year in October. So, but yeah, going off what Ron said, I mean, for me, the environment is so effing perfect. The setting, the tone, you know, like I said earlier, the movie is so heartened. It's just a great movie. Critically, for enjoyment factor, I mean, I watch this every year, so it's kind of hard. 3.5 for enjoyment factor. Critically, I'd give it a 3. Given that this was 20 years now, they're almost 30 years now, there's so many different ways I wish we could do the script to make it better. There's so many opportunities to make it better.
It's also extremely short.
Yes.
I think it's only like 89 minutes or something.
It is. Yeah. It is.
But I just think to myself, like, what could I do better? The pros and cons to it. And yeah, so critically, I give it a 3.
Okay, good.
Solid. Thanks, good.
Stu.
Double 3s. Enjoyment. I mean, same reasons that you guys have already stated. It's a fun horror movie. It has an interesting character arc for Ed. Understandable, sympathetic. You know, starts out a lot sadder than more traditional.
It's a very sympathetic, a very sad horror movie. Yeah.
And it gets that point across. So like I said, a 3, and then critical, a 3 also. The effects were really good, especially for the time. They were really, really fucking good and interesting.
Well, they're groundbreaking.
Yeah.
I mean, groundbreaking.
So, you know, the acting and the dialogue was weak on a lot of the people. Very campy and cheesy for especially like the teens and stuff like that.
See, but to me, that like it hit that it ticked that box for the cheesy, like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm, like that level of teen, like just cheese, like 80s cheese.
Yeah, it was
Night of the Demons.
Doesn't mean it's good.
No. But for me, like, okay, well, I'm gonna let you finish. I'll let you finish, and then I'll jump in.
There's a lot of things that could have been done to improve this. When you guys were asking about a potential reboot, if they're doing practical effects based, I think, and you get somebody that really cares about the character and was influential, the way the Halloween trilogy.
But don't
it's happening.
Don't do what The Thing did.
No.
Yeah,
don't
because that's what messed up The Thing. Yeah, no, it's like the prequel, The Thing. Basically, would have been so much better if it was the practical effects and so much enjoyable. And if they did that with Pumpkinhead, where it was just all CGI, it would ruin it for me. It would ruin it.
That's why I put the stipulation. You know, if they're doing practical effects, and you have people that care about the story and the characters, the way, like I said, with the Halloween trilogy that's going on right now, I could see an interesting story being developed with this idea.
So all you gotta do, bring in Tom Savini and Guillermo del Toro, bring those two in, you have a fucking story right there.
And Greg Nicotero.
Yes.
That'd be good.
Added to the bunch.
The trio, the Trinity. Oh, yes.
God, if they just had all three of them just make a movie together, that would be gold right there. I would love that.
It'd be so pretty, your brain would melt.
But Tom Savini also directed Tom Savini. See, this is...
But the story would be probably not great.
But you got to understand.
Well, it depends.
It'd be visually stunning,
Because Guillermo,
amazing.
no, Guillermo's a hell of a storyteller.
That's why you need him.
I have to bring this up.
He can be, but sometimes he gets too much focused on what he wants to show versus the story.
Very
and if you
aesthetically,
bring
yeah.
Savini in and you bring Nicotero in, he's going to feel like he has to compete. So he's going to ratchet up what he's trying to do, and the story's going to take the back seat.
All right. Competition.
You gotta think about that. You know, Stan Winston made this movie. He's a special X artist. You also have to think about Tom Savini when he did the Night of the Living Dead remake, which is actually getting a lot more praise now, even more to this day, saying it's actually one of the best remakes of all time. And Tom Savini was a special effects artist, and that movie ended up being really well done. So, because a lot of special effects artists have done first-time directing jobs, and their movies are fucking crap, like horrible, like they don't come out well at all. This is a good one. This Pumpkinhead is a good one, just like Night of the Living Dead remake is a good one, which I know that's one of Stu's favorites right there. Introduction to horror, I think we remember you saying.
That made me fall in love with B-horror movies.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead and finish your...
No, I'm good.
All right, Sammy, you go ahead and close us out.
All right, so for enjoyment, I am going to have to give this a 4. Again, I absolutely love Pumpkinhead. I love the monster. I love... And doing research for this episode made me fall in love with it even more. Like, I was originally going to be like 3.5 for enjoyment, but then when I like went through and found out the critical and everything and got into like real meat with it, I had to kick it up another half point. Like, because it, again, you have technologies that had never been done before with the Harrow mask that have literally changed cinema. You've got freaking Stan Winston. You have his whole team. And I'm sorry, the just finding out, even just the thing about Lance Henriksen and the bunny, like it gave like even the back seat, like the back behind thing, so much more heart.
Yeah.
Because everybody, the dogs are going crazy. Everybody was like bringing their A game. And like when that happens, it's just super duper cool.
Yeah.
So for enjoyment, a solid 4. For technical, I'm sorry, thank you. Critical, technical. I am going to have to go with a solid 3.75.
Okay.
Because, again, knowing like that Tom Woodruff Jr. was in that suit with only like nylon mesh and it was physically hurting him. Like freaking Haggis, Florence wearing 65 pounds of prosthetics.
I still can't believe that.
Like, that is some freaking commitment. And again, you got Lance and his method acting and putting in like just the thing about the hand washing with his own grandmother, like, and those details, I can't like I have to give appropriate like pints for that.
Yeah.
Because that's to me is what made it that much more memorable, that much better.
Yeah.
And then you have the dumpster fire that is Blood Wings. Which
it ruins it.
Honest to God is... And the only reason I'm giving it is because I love Pumpkinhead. I'm giving it a 0.5 for everything because that movie sucked so bad. It's only because it's Pumpkinhead adjacent that it gets even a 0.5.
Like I said, Pumpkinhead, I think by itself is just a good standalone movie.
No,
I don't think it needs
exactly.
any
No,
sequels.
they never needed to go on.
Standalone.
They never needed to make the bastard son of Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
Just no. If you have Blood Wings, just set it on fire and do everybody a favor.
Exactly.
So yes, that was my pint reviews, and thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no, that was a great job, Sammy. I'm so glad that we had this conversation about Pumpkinhead. It was a good episode here, so we're going to go ahead and let you guys go, and we will see you for our next Halloween movie coming out next week. So later, guys.
Happy Halloween, guys.
Trick or treat.
Hey guys, this is Ron. Thank you for listening to our podcast, Barrel Aged Flicks. 2022 has been an amazing year with our great shows, including BAF, The Small Batch, Sammy Select, and The Tasting Room. If you like our show, please leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Guys, this helps out enormously. Give us a follow on Instagram at Barrel Aged Flicks Podcast. If you would like to send us a special film request, please contact us via Instagram and we will give you a personal shout out on the show. We are also on Facebook and Twitter. Our podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Audible, Pocket Cast, Spotify, CastBox, iHeartRadio, and Pandora. Special thanks to Carl Casey at White Bat Audio on YouTube for his awesome music. This guy fucking rocks. Check him out.
Want to give a shout out to Sammy, one of our guest hosts on the show who does our amazing album artwork. Thank you, Sammy. Our podcast only exists because of listeners like you. To find other great shows,
head over to deluxeeditionnetwork.com. Hope you join us for our next episode. Later, guys.